Hi, my name is Michelle Peterson, and I want to give you a little overview of mindfulness and what mindfulness has to do with having an empowered pregnancy and birth. We hear a lot about mindfulness these days, and there are so many approaches to mindfulness. So I'd like to simplify this by giving you an example of some of the my favorite mindfulness approaches that I find to be effective and not very time consuming. And you can practice these for as long as you'd like and experience firsthand the benefits of these approaches. So, I'd like to share a little bit with you about what mindfulness really is, or at least in my definition of mindfulness. For me, mindfulness is about creating a calm, present, focused mind. And the mind and the body are not separate, they work together. So, what's going on in my state of mind is also going to affect my body and vice versa. And when I'm doing a mindfulness exercise, my goal is to observe and to breathe and to observe my thoughts. And there's nothing I really need to do in that. And I know this sounds so simple, but what this does after a period of time is it begins to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for your rest and digest system. And this is the system that you want to be most active during your conception time and during your pregnancy time so that it sets you up for an empowered experience. And the reason that is because when you're in a sympathetic state, you are actually the sympathetic state is a state of fight or flight. And what happens is the modern lifestyle that we're all find ourselves, or many of us find ourselves living, is not conducive to a parasympathetic, rested, relaxed state. And in order to create the optimal environment for your baby to thrive in, you need to begin to cultivate that state. That needs to become more of a way of life and more of your norm than living in a sympathetic state, because your body thinks that it's constantly it's in a fight or flight response. So it's releasing cortisol and adrenaline through your body, and your body is in a state of, oh my gosh, it's an emergency, or it's in a survival state. And that translates to your baby as your baby is growing inside of you. It can also really interfere with the fertility process, the conception, because it's disruptive to the rest of your hormones. They work together like a symphony, and if one is overproducing, it throws the others off balance, and you need them to be working together in a more harmonized state. And so having a mindfulness practice can help to build your stress resilience. You don't have to change everything in your life, but it's about how your body, your physiology, how you respond to what you are presented with in your life and the impact it has on your physiology. So it's a practice and it takes time. That's why you call it a mindfulness practice. And you have 9 months. And ideally, you are practicing this prior to your pregnancy. So you already have created a different pattern, and different neuro pathways are starting to form in your brain around your mindfulness practice. So ideally, you are implementing this daily for about 5 minutes a day, and you will begin to start to notice results. You will begin to notice your reaction times are changing. You might begin to notice that your sleep is improving. You might begin to notice that your digestion has improved, your mood has improved. That just you're able to problem solve, your thoughts are more clear. And so mindfulness enables you to take a step back when you have a calm mind, to observe a situation and to make a decision about it. And this leads to empowered decision making. And when you are able to do this, when you have practiced this over a period of time, it becomes more natural. You don't have to think about it. So talk about it as a preventative technique rather than, oh my gosh, I'm really stressed out right now, I should, meditate or breathe. If you're doing this along the way, then when you encounter a situation that might be stressful, then the impact that it has on your nervous system is going to be lessened. You will bounce back. That's what the resilience factor is. So, in that being said, the state of your mind and your thoughts absolutely impact your pregnancy, your baby, your mental and emotional well-being, your health and well-being, your immune system, your sleep, your food choices, and your birth. They definitely impact your birthing experience. So it's really important. And ideally, if you're practicing this with your partner, it really can help them to be more supportive of you during your birthing process, because they're able to breathe and they're able to calm themselves, and they've built stress resilience as well. So it makes them actually a more supportive partner throughout your pregnancy, birth, and postpartum experience. So next, I will share 4 videos with you. The first one is one of my favorite breath exercises, which I also teach in my hypnobirthing classes to clients. This is a breath pattern that they learn to do between contractions, or waves is how we refer to them in hypnobirthing. And the in-breath is shorter than the out-breath. And this helps your endurance. It helps your stamina. It helps you to bounce back between the waves, helps you to keep going. And it's very supportive. And it keeps you in your calm, keeps your nervous system in a parasympathetic state. And when your nervous system is in a parasympathetic state during your birth, your hormones work together, your brain chemicals are just the beautiful, releasing all the enkephalins that you need and the endorphins you need for your birth experience. It's supportive of a smoother, easier birthing experience. It doesn't run counter to birth and create complications, unnecessary complications. So your breath is your best friend. Just remember that. So that is the first mindfulness video that I will share with you, and you can implement that on a regular basis if you resonate with it. And so just practice with that video during, the morning or evening, whichever one is better for you. And I'm going to share 3 more with you. The second one is pranayama, and that is alternate nostril breathing. And this helps to balance the hemispheres of the brain. It helps to calm the vagus nerve that runs up to the brain, 2 pathways that run up the side of the neck to your brain. And pranayama, it helps to open up the your meridians, and it helps to just everything to flow. You have your left nostril is your lunar breath, and your right nostril is your solar breath. So the left nostril is about calming, but you don't want to be so calm that you're completely ineffective. So the right nostril is your solar breath, and that's the breath that activates you in the morning and gets you going. And the lunar breath you can apply when you are feeling overwhelmed or anxious. And so although I teach the pranayama, which is the alternate nostril breathing, there is also, and I will share this with you in the video, I will share the 2 separate breaths with you when you're feeling exhausted and you don't have a whole lot of energy and you're needing to, move through your day, the solar breath and the lunar breath for when you're feeling overwhelmed and anxious. I'll show you how to apply those 2 as well. And the third exercise, mindfulness exercise, is a very interesting one that I love to use with my clients. I use them with everybody, because we all have a womb. Men and women have wombs. And so, energetically speaking. And what I have you do is you move into your pelvic bowl. And I refer to the pelvic bowl as being it's composed of your sit bones your pubic bone, your tailbone, and everything in between your hips and the rims of your hips, the tops of your hips. And this encompasses your whole bowl. And it is thought that we carry in this area energetically, people, energies, information. And so this area can be full. It can be full of things that that aren't really ours to be carrying around. And it's really important. We're not aware of this. We just know maybe we feel stressed out, or maybe we feel overwhelmed, or maybe we feel exhausted, or maybe you're having digestive disturbances, or whatever it is, however it shows up in that area of your body. And so what I have my clients do is take a walk around the rim of their bowl and connect with that area of their body. Most of us are walking around, we're very much in our heads, and we are not connected with the rest of our bodies. And this area of your body is where you're going to be carrying your baby. So you really want to be connected with this area of your body. And that is very empowering, to be connected with this area of your body and to be in a dialogue with this area of your body. Your gut has neurons in it. It's actually responsible for so much of your mental health. I mean, the gut it's your enteric nervous system is located here. It's referred to as your second brain. It's a very important part of your body. So when we go in and we do this particular mindfulness exercise, it can be very clarifying. It can be very lightening to somebody. And it's important to keep this area clear and clean, because this is where your baby is growing. And so you want this is your baby's environment. And, and this is your environment. And so it's like claiming your body, reclaiming your power in your body and your sovereignty. It's so important. It's so key. And so I'll share this beautiful meditation with you that you can come back to over and over. It's wonderful to do outside in nature, like wherever you feel safe and calm and, held. And so the pranayama, the pelvic, heart math. Love this. So what I'm doing with you actually is I'm connecting all of your brains. So the three brains that I'm going to refer to are your head brain here, and this contains your pituitary and your pineal gland and your amygdala, which has a lot to do with like any sort of traumas that you've incurred, and how your body has processed stress and trauma in the past, and clearing that, giving that the attention it needs. So this area is focused on in a meditation. So we're going to be connecting all of these areas and helping to clear all these areas. And then what I refer to as your heart brain, and your heart brain actually has neurons in it. And it is more powerful than your brain in terms of its electromagnetic field around it. It's very powerful. So it's like, what are we listening to? Are we listening to our heart? Are we listening to our gut, our enteric brain? Are we listening to our brain? So when our thoughts are calm, then we can hear these other areas of our body that are trying to communicate with us. And that is key to being empowered, because it's teaching you how to clear your mind, and your mind is full of like beliefs and thoughts from the world and everything that you've read. It's just like full of all this information. And sometimes it gets very cloudy and scattered and fragmented. It's like a cloudy sky, so we're moving the clouds out of the sky, and we're doing that with the pelvic bowl clearing. We're doing that with the pranayama breathing. We're doing that with the breath, with the parasympathetic breath, diaphragmatic breath. Those mindfulness activities, we're clearing the clouds so that you can see the blue sky and that the sunshine, because the sunshine is going to shine light on, what it is you need to know, when you need to know it. And that relationship, when you create that connection with your heart and your gut, and the clear signal between all of them. That signaling can be disrupted when we've had stress in our life. So when you're reconnecting the signaling between those three areas, everything, your energy can move up the column. It is supportive of your baby's growth. It is supportive of your health and well-being. It is supportive of your pregnancy and your life, your life force energy, and your health and well-being going forward, because you're going to be caring for this little one. And so you need to be healthy and solid in yourself and your body. And so I think that's it. And if you have any questions, please feel free to send me your feedback and your questions, and let's get started with mindfulness. And I want to hear how this goes for you. So in the earlier exercise, in the earlier overview, I talked about exploring the mindfulness exercises, implementing them in your life on a daily basis, and then journaling as a measure of the progress that you are making. So I look forward to working with you. I will see you soon.